Hey everybody, it's TorontoUnicorn. So I am here to tell you a very juicy story. One of the biggest swinger stories I've had so far. And because I was the unicorn in this situation, I have actually worn my unicorn corset. You can see little unicorns on it. This was actually a gift from one of my fans off my Amazon wish list. So was my unicorn necklace that I'm wearing right now. So I am perfectly in theme for the story. So this is YouTube, not my OnlyFans. So I'm not going to be able to talk about sex in detail here. I got in trouble more than a few times for doing that. If you want to hear the ins and outs, and I mean the ins and outs, you're gonna have to come to my fan page to hear the detailed version of that because I simply cannot do it on YouTube. So the story starts when I invited over a couple. I call them boyfriend, girlfriend, and they are wonderful play partners that I have, wonderful friends. I have played with them with other people before. They've come to all my hotel parties. They're just like the most wonderful couple. They're really big into the swinger scene. They do things I've never done. I used to watch this girl literally take multiple men at Oasis, and I was like shy watching from the background because I've known them for a few years, but they knew me when I was much shyer and wasn't having as many experiences. So I've actually gotten to kind of grow with them and see their experiences too. They're very much into the scene. They have lots of diversity in their sex. They do cuckolding scenes, which is basically where the girlfriend has sex with another guy who's like has a bigger dick or something, and she'll like keep commenting about how big it is and how she doesn't get that at home while her boyfriend's sitting there. Like her boyfriend is like enjoying his girlfriend getting such awesome pleasure, and it's part of the scene. So they have so much diversity, and so it's a pleasure to always hang out with them. I invited them over as basically a 3-person hangout, and I told them I'd be bringing my sex machine as a date. So that's actually this video here on my TorontoUnicorn Vlogs channel. Hanging out with me and my date for the evening. Goddesses. I love this. What is it like to have 2 goddesses on you?
Absolutely thrilling.
Well, I tried a sex machine for the first time. That was fucking awesome.
And now we're going to M4, which is a different sex club than Oasis, and we're meeting B there. So make sure you watch it there and subscribe because I'm working hard to get that channel built up as well. But basically they came over and we had so much fun picking out outfits for me and the girl to wear because she's so cute and I wanted to dress her up a bit like my doll since I have all this clothing. And so she was totally more than willing, and her boyfriend was like happy to be here for the whole thing. So we started out trying on different outfits and like modeling. And then when we had the first outfit on, we started like kissing and stuff. And then eventually I was like, wait, we have more outfits. Cause like the sex has to wait. So we kind of laughed, and then we went and picked out another outfit, and then we ended up having sex then. Like even though we had more outfits, it just was such a fun time that we ended up having sex. So we were basically trying on outfits, modeling, and then in one of the modeling scenes, I would be like, oh, like let's put our bums together, and then I'll be like, hey, you come in between us. And then we just started kissing, and then I kissed the other one, and it just became really organic. And so we just kept the cameras rolling. We kept the cameras rolling the whole time. They're currently working on getting their OnlyFans verified so that we can actually post content on our websites there or on there. So stay tuned for that. But basically, we started fooling around, and I told her boyfriend to go sit in the corner of my couch. And basically, I just kind of walked up on my couch and sat on his face. Like I literally was, because he worships my ass. This man is the kind of guy my ass needs, because my ass needs to be like appreciated, okay? So this guy knows exactly how to do that. So I literally was up there holding onto my walls while I'm sitting on his face and grinding all over his face, and his girlfriend comes and like starts to serve as his member. Now, this is the sexual details that I simply cannot get too far into. So this is where we had a lot of fun and a lot of sex was had. I also used my sex machine on the girlfriend, and that was freaking awesome. She enjoyed it a lot. Her boyfriend was able to control the controls, so he was the one like going like this with the power, which was really cool. Anyway, so this has come to my OnlyFans for these details, but basically we finished. And I made nachos, and we were hanging out having nachos, and they were getting ready to leave, and we were chit-chatting about just kind of anything. And they were talking about wanting to do like a cuckold scene. I'll have to put a definition in the description, but basically they were looking for a bull, which is basically the equivalent of a single woman in the lifestyle who's a unicorn. But a bull, there's other names, but a bull is typically a single man who kind of joins couples to like fuck the wife really well, you know what I'm saying, and then like maybe leave. They were mentioning how they have like they really want to fulfill this kind of scene. And I was like, oh, you know who would be great for that? I was like, B. And I was like, oh, you know, because they've already slept with B, but I was like, my goodness, he's the right person for that. Anyways, they kind of looked at each other like, should we say something? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, so we didn't know if we should tell you or not, but we're actually meeting up with him tonight. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, like we're going to M4, which is a sex club. And so I remember at first being like, well, thank goodness I didn't just like shit talk B, because they would have been like seeing him any minute. But luckily I don't have anything to say bad about B. So it was really just one of those moments where I was like, oh my God, you're literally going to go and fuck B right now, like tonight? And so they're like, come with us, like come to M4, which is another sex club that's in Mississauga. It's a little bit of a drive on the highway and stuff. So normally I don't go, but they offered me a ride there and back. And I was like, okay. So I went with them, and I'll be honest with you, I have anxiety. I'm a human. I have mental health challenges. And so even when I was getting ready to go, I didn't know why I was going. In my head, I was like, I can still back out. Having said that, there's no reason to back out. I just felt like I was doing something outside of my comfort zone. I was jumping outside, going to a different city, unplanned, to go have sex. Like, it was just like I'm a planner normally. So even in the car, every couple blocks, I'd be like, technically I could still get out and go home. I don't know what that was about. It was just anxiety. But anyways, we get to the club and we meet up with B, and we all go inside, and I'm excited, man. Like, we get our own private little area with a rope cornered off so no one could come in. There was lots of people who watched us, but not from near us. They could only watch us from outside of the room. And it was so fun. Like, it did start with the girlfriend and B, like me and the boyfriend were kind of like hanging back and watching this like sexiness happen, because we're voyeurs, right, as well. So me and the boyfriend also hooked up and like had sex in front of them too. That was actually just part of the scene. But we got so much enjoyment out of watching the girlfriend and B have a daddy dom, baby girl scenario. Basically, it was very rough sex. It was exactly what how they both like to have sex. At one point, I was literally, my legs were open. She was in the middle of my legs while B was having sex with her. And I was grabbing her hair and choking her while he was fucking her. So this is the kind of scene that we were all in. I was assisting the dom with the domination. And I also, they all laugh at me when I say I'm a sexual director, as is like my title. But I love being a voyeur. I love participating in scenes. And I was very excited to be able to be like, okay, what about this? Or now how about you fuck her up here? Like, you know, so it was really cool that I was invited to be involved, even though I played a minimal role in that scene. Now, I did fool around with B too. We shared his, you know, a blowjob, things like that. Just the standard kind of stuff that happens in group play. And then I got to watch just the most magnificent sex ever. So we had a wonderful time. I remember even at the end of the sex where B was like, oh, where should I come? And honestly, I spoke up. I wasn't even involved. And I was like, can you do it in her mouth? Because she swallows. Like, I was like, because not all girls swallow. And I know guys especially be like that. And so I was like, can you put it in her mouth? So luckily my friends don't mind this about me. And like, in a way, it's just, you know, it's kind of funny. And so anyways, that was a giant, awesome sex scene. We ended up like hanging out, chatting for a few more minutes, talking about how wonderful it all was. And anyways, then we ended up parting ways and going home. And I came home and took a day of rest and then put some videos on my vlog channel. So this has been a spectacular night, like spectacular. I have been in the swinging lifestyle like a few years now, and as a single girl doing it alone, I was never very successful. And I remember I had Jay for quite a while, a few months, where we would go and have group sex together, and now he's gone. So I'm kind of back to my original singlehood of like a swinger singlehood, which is different, right? It's different when you have a swing partner. You can make bigger groups, right? But as a single girl, I'm kind of left to start building these groups on my own again. And in a way, I got reassurance that I can, and that I am a good swinger on my own, and there you go. So I'm excited about what the future holds. I am going to be hosting a lot more parties in my apartment, lots more swinger fun, and I can't wait to make more videos and stories for you. So I hope that you enjoyed this story time. Please subscribe to my vlogs channel. I am working so hard to get all my content up there that's just so juicy and rich for all my vlogging experiences. Please support me there. If you want to hear the dirty deets, you're going to have to come to my OnlyFans. I'm going to be putting a video out basically right after this. So thank you.